Welcome back to episode 5 of Marie Claire, the Masthead. We have an awesome, jam-packed lineup for you today. Where do our beauty directors get their inspiration from? Is it the fashion runway? Is it spring colours? We'll be letting you in on the secrets of what inspires them. We'll also be letting you in behind the scenes on our very popular column called More Than a Pretty Face. It really focuses on women who are doing something way beyond their normal world, and I need your help. On our March cover, we've got Hilary Swank. We had a fantastic photo shoot with her, but we've now boiled it down to 3 photos and we can't quite figure out which image to use. So if you've got thoughts about it, you can post them to us and let us know what you think. And I'll be showing you my personal beauty must-have, which I stole from the beauty closet. Don't tell the beauty director. But first, let's go back to the first story I told you about, beauty directions, beauty inspiration. Where do we get our inspiration?
So this is great. So really, this is all was really happening on the runway.
Oh yeah, I have to say, this is my favorite story that I think we've ever done at Marie Claire. The spring trends were so beautiful and so artistic. Our spring beauty trends story was completely inspired by fine artists and the images that we saw coming down the runways in the spring shows. The Prada show, for example, had these fabulous head wraps, and it looked to me just like the girl with the pearl earring, the Vermeer painting. A lot of the images looked like the images I had seen in my Art 101 books, and these beautiful metallic eyeshadows looked like a Gustav Klimt painting.
They don't call them artists for nothing. Like the people that all the top designers hire to make up the women, it's all part sort of the same mood that they're trying to set, or the message that they're trying to set.
I found out in researching the story that a lot of makeup artists actually have backgrounds, have training in the fine arts, in painting or in sculpture. They too are inspired by muses, just like the fine artists were throughout history. First, I looked for the trends. First and foremost, what are women going to be wearing this spring? What kind of makeup? And when I saw a bunch of beautiful gold eyes, immediately that is a trend. Or a lot of beautiful red lips, that becomes a trend.
They're saying, you know, pale is big. I mean, you really go pale. I mean, these girls don't look too washed out, but what's the sort of bronzing message?
The deal with pale is, as you know, we've become a nation of tanorexics and everybody loves to be overly bronzed. So the message for spring is just a little bit of color.
So how do you get sort of a bronzing glow?
I mean, I love this Energy Glow product. It builds over time. It sort of builds a little bit of tint. You put it on every day just like you would your moisturizer. It's perfect. They have it for body or for face. Yep, for the body, you've got it in the pump so you can get everything from tip to toe. And then the face formula is really nice too.
Summer skin, for me, is the best accessory because then you wear less of everything if you've got some color.
A lot of other trends that I noticed when I was going through my runway film, beautiful pink, fresh cheeks. It almost looked like a Renoir painting. For hair, a lot of braids and buns and twists and lined eyelids, these, you know, kind of Cleopatra eyes. And the rest is in the issue.
It's kind of a perfect time to have Hilary Swank on the cover because she has a number of movies coming out, and she's such a wonderful actress, of course, but also she's moving past, you know, in a nice way, moving past the breakup of her marriage.
I just don't like the one on the left. I think her hair looks all sort of strange and it looks like we've cut her head off and pasted it onto the body. But you like that one the best, don't you? She looks very sweet,
well, don't you think? I love her face. I mean, it's a very pretty photograph of her.
I think I agree she looks really pretty, but A, I don't think you can recognise her, and B, I feel like you can't see anything to do with her neck. Her hair's all kind of over here like some sort of Elizabethan ruff, and you sort of can't get a grip on it.
The biggest thing about her, and I think everyone would agree, is everyone's just amazed at her figure. We wanted to show her feminine side because of the roles she played in the past. They always sort of had a masculine bend to them. So, you know, that was the one thing we sort of wanted to emphasize with her. We decided to pull back in terms of how we shot her. We didn't want to do a close-up, but instead try and get, you know, the arms, the legs, the shoulders, and see and make that sort of the point of emphasis for the photograph.
The piece is just a great chat between women about stuff that we can all relate to. Readers will really identify with, sort of the regular gal needs of Hilary Swank.
Yeah, I think she looks great.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be completely happy with the middle one, I think.
This one definitely reads better, and I think that these two pictures together really have a nice pairing. I mean, they match pretty well.
More Than a Pretty Face is a monthly column we do highlighting work women are doing around the world.
Making a special impact in society or in a specific culture, or doing something more than your average woman. For March's More Than a Pretty Face, we're featuring Anna Juliet. She's been going to mental institutions and installing flowers or grass into the hallways and completely filling the space to sort of treat some people to something different and special. And then the nice thing is she did send a lot of examples of the actual installations that she's been doing.
It's one of the columns where you feel like you really are having conversation directly with the reader. It feels like the core of who the Mary Claire reader is, meaning somebody who is stylish and fashionable, but is also really interested in humanitarian issues and interested in helping other women improve their lives.
All right, I like these.
Well, I promised that I would tell you about my favourite beauty must-have from the beauty closet, which I stole earlier this afternoon, and here it is. It's by Rimmel, which is a cosmetic company I grew up wearing in England, and it's this wonderfully light, slightly frothy, sort of light bronze eyeshadow, which is very of the moment, but it's very wearable. So you can put it on, feel contemporary, but you don't feel ridiculous, and it's very reasonably priced too. Now, we do want to know which cover you prefer for Hilary Swank, so write and tell us what you think. Post your opinions at maryclaire.podshow.com, and also let us know if you want to recommend anybody for our regular column, More Than a Pretty Face. Before we go, I just want to tell you about our next 2 episodes of The Masthead with Mary Claire, because they feature something that hasn't been done before. It's our style smackdown between the French designers and beauticians and American designers and beauticians. We've lined up armies of both to show you the difference between American style, and you can vote on which you think is the best, American or French. So join us for our next episodes, and until then, goodbye.